Welcome to my live. My name is Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old, and I do these lives Monday through Friday at 4 a.m. Pacific time. It's a 90-minute live. I share advice on how you can, quote, undifficult your life, unquote. I'm 81 years old, and the advice that I share, I have lived it. I am still living it. I've been living this advice since I was about 10 years old, and that's a long time. Excuse me. So now, the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. Hey, Shells. And I share 4 pillars of advice that will help you to do exactly that. Pillar number 1. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell you how you do that during this live. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you do that. But I always start with the toddlers. So if you are raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, you'll want to hear how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. Stay calm. You have tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You lose that power when you start to become angry. When you're angry, you start blustering and moving frantically. You're losing power when this happens to you. So stay calm. That's where your power is. Thanks, Shells. So then that's pillar number 3. And throughout these lives that I do what I call helpful hand visuals. One of my lives, now I'm also a TikTok live veteran. I've done over 500 TikTok lives. I love doing these lives. I love sharing the advice that I live. And so I've done over 500. Now, I did my last TikTok live on August 29th, and the way the universe worked it out, God worked it out, it was just absolutely beautiful. I came over from TikTok because TikTok was implementing what I thought was some very restrictive new community guidelines, and they increased their price for subscribing. But here on YouTube, subscribing is free. So subscribe, y'all. I do some good lives. So every live that I do, I cover the 4 pillars. That is the staple of my lives. But every live that I do is different. So now that's pillar number 3. I was telling y'all about pillar number 3. A lot of times I lose my train of thought, but probably 80% of the time I get it back. I rewind and then I get it back. So I was telling y'all about pillar number 3, and that is to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry. And throughout my lives, I do what I call helpful hand visuals. And I call them that because one of my viewers on one of my TikTok lives, and I started my YouTube lives on Monday, September 1st. So I haven't been doing them that long. But like I said, I've done over 500 TikTok lives. And so just since September 1st, I've been doing YouTube lives. It's different. A whole lot more trolls here on YouTube. Woo-wee. Keeping my moderators real busy. And by the way, no religion stuff on my lives and no politics. Don't come talking about Jesus or the Bible. I have no use for religion. I have no use for the Bible or the politics, none of that stuff. I talk to God all day long, and God ain't got no religion. So you do you, I'll do me. Whatever you want to do, you do that, but don't bring it to my live because my moderators will handle you accordingly, okay? So I'm just letting you know, if you come up with Jesus and the Bible or politics or anything like that, nope. Yes, I think TikTok. Ah, okay. Yeah, see? So now I was telling y'all about the helpful hand visuals. One of my viewers on one of my TikTok lives this year, her name is Jessie Knott, and she said, quote, "These visuals are so helpful," unquote. So that's what I call them. And what she was talking about is the gestures that I do with my hands. This is one of my gifts. Um, and everybody has been given gifts. And your gift is typically going to be something that you love to do and that you are good at. That's typically going to be your gift. And some people have more than one gifts. Have more than one gift. I had to think about that, okay? So now, uh, so this is the helpful hand visuals. They allow me, this is the gift that I was given, or one of them. They allow me to convey or communicate concepts, philosophies, ideas, examples, all of that from my mind to y'all's mind. So a helpful hand visual is the gesture as well as the words coming out of my mouth. And when I get to the third pillar, the stay calm, now I do the helpful hand visuals throughout my lives, all throughout the pillars. So I do helpful hand visuals in pillar number 1, which is develop and maintain a positive attitude. So when I did the helpful hand visual for pillar number 3, stay calm, it blew a lot of my viewers' minds. And then I did it for my man, and it blew his mind, and it blows my mind too. And speaking of my man, I want to let y'all know that me and my man have been together 68 years. And so we just celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary on June 3rd. We've been together since we were both 13 years old. He turned 82 in September, and I turned 81. I'm so happy to be 81 years old. Y'all just don't know. I turned 81 on February 4th. So, um, so we've been together for 68 years, like I said. And it blows my mind too, y'all. I don't take it for granted. It absolutely blows my mind. Sometimes his name is Pap, P-A-P. His real name is Fred, but everybody calls him Pap. So I want to show y'all this picture. We were 25 years old on this picture, 1969. Ah, happy birthday, happy belated birthday. 25 years old, y'all, 1969. Yeah, it blows my mind. Okay, now the next picture I'm going to show you is last year, our 57th wedding anniversary. And on this picture, we're both 80 years old. Okay? 80 years old, y'all. Thank you, Screaming Dove. Thank you, everybody. Now, here's what I like to do. Blows my mind. I love pictures that show the passage of time. 25 years old and 80 years old. Some people say 80 years wiser. That's what we were, okay? Blows my mind too, y'all. I love it. So, back to the pillars. See, I didn't forget where I was. So I was telling y'all that I did the pillar number 3, the helpful hand visual for Pap, and it blew his mind. It blows my mind too. So when I get to pillar number 3, it is probably, undoubtedly, going to blow a lot of y'all's minds as well. So then there are only 4 pillars, y'all. Pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words. I want y'all to share the live too. Please share the live. Remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anger, frustration, panic, whatever. The top picture was 1969. So those 4 words, I will tell you what they are when I get to the 4th pillar, okay? So now, pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Do you consciously think about the fact that there are only 2 attitudes that you can have? Just 2. Only 2 attitudes that you can have. Do you ever think about do you ever think consciously about the fact that there are only 2 attitudes that you can have? Come on, give me some responses. YouTube says I got 92 people on here, so give me some responses. Do you consciously think about the fact that there are only 2 attitudes that you can have, a negative attitude, a positive attitude? That's it. You can say whatever you want to say, but there's only 2 attitudes that you can have, a negative one or a positive one. There is not a 3rd attitude that you can have. Okay, good. Thanks, Alexandra. Good. No neutral attitude. You're either going to lean to one way or the other, honey. That's what happens. You can't stand straight up. You're going to lean one way or the other. And if you don't, well, I got to get to that. I'll get to that point. Okay, yeah, flat out. Yeah, you got, so now, a negative attitude or a positive attitude. That's it. Only 2. Now, here is what I have learned in my 81 years. This is what I have observed. You don't choose to have a negative attitude. You heard me right. You do not choose to have a negative attitude. Here's what happens, y'all. If you don't choose to have a positive attitude, you will almost automatically end up with a negative attitude. Because a negative attitude, based on what I have observed in my 81 years, a negative attitude is like a default. You must choose to have a positive attitude. If you don't, you will almost certainly have a negative one, because a positive attitude is an intentional choice. A positive attitude is an on-purpose choice. A positive attitude is a deliberate choice. You must choose to have a positive attitude. It ain't going to come and sit in your lap. You must summon it. And the way you choose to have a positive attitude is you write a program. Come on, y'all, share the live, because I would love to be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people. The title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. And a lot of y'all are making y'all's lives a lot more difficult than they need to be. So if you don't choose to have positive attitude, and it's a choice, you must deliberately choose it. And the way you choose to have a positive attitude is you write a program. And the way you write a program is you say it out loud. Say it out loud. And I don't care who's around you, because when you say these words out loud, I'm getting ready to tell you what you say. It gives you an opportunity to spread positivity. Here's what you say. Here's the program that you write, and you say it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That's the program that you write. I'm going to repeat that. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. It's just that simple, y'all. And then put your feet on the path. I'm going to give you a lot of advice on how you do all of these things, okay? It's not difficult. That's why the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. So, when you choose a positive attitude, when you choose to have one, a positive attitude is like When you have that positive attitude, it's like you're holding a plug in your hand. I'm doing a helpful hand visual right now. You're holding a plug in your hand. You see? And you plug it into your spirit. You plug it into your soul. And it electrifies you. It electrifies you. It kicks you into a high gear. And you become more of a vibrant part of your own life. That's the truth. A positive attitude electrifies you. It just makes you feel good. Now, I'm going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you. 1, 2, 3. This is what a negative attitude looks like, y'all. These are the kind of people that say, woe is me. My life sucks. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Complain, complain, complain. Now, what my hands are doing right now is a helpful hand visual. Now, when you write that program, and when you say out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That's all you got to say. I'm going to repeat it. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Now, what my hands are doing, this represents positive forces going through the universe at all times, y'all. Constantly. Positive forces are constantly flying through the universe. But they always, you hear me, y'all? They always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. When you write that program, when you say it out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. This is what happens, y'all. On the count of 3, I'm going to show you what happens. Share the live, y'all. I'd love to be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here it is. You see what happens? Now, you wrote that program. When you said, from now on, I'm going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, you raised your frequency. You raised your vibration. What was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche. You see? Did I convey that? Did I communicate that effectively? Did y'all get that? Come on, give me some responses. YouTube says I now have 105 people on here, 137. So come on, give me some responses. Was I effective in communicating that to y'all? Good. Thank you, Screaming Dove. I appreciate it. More people? Ivette, thank you. You see, so a negative attitude, almost nothing good has ever come from a negative attitude. Oh, thanks, Ivette. Thanks, Lil. Oh, thank you, Jamie. I recycle my frames. These frames, believe it or not, are over 30 years old. Yeah, over 30 years old. Yeah, I like them too. I've been wearing glasses since I was 12, so frames are very important to me. Okay, so, yeah, y'all, the responses are still coming in. Good. I'm so happy that I've conveyed that, communicated that effectively to y'all. So, now, a positive attitude, you have to have a positive attitude for spirit to come to you. You have to have a positive attitude for inner peace to come to you. Now, a lot of y'all don't realize that you have a negative attitude. So I'm going to read you a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have, I don't preach, Terrence, I share, people in your life who probably have a negative attitude, and it might be you. Then I'm going to also read y'all a list of words that will guide you on the path to developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Okay? And here are the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude. And it might be you. But not to worry, because, like I told you, a positive attitude is a choice. You can make that choice at any minute of your life. For real. When you say those words, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. What that means is, from this point forward, you say it from now on, so you can tell everybody that you know, your family, your friends, all of that. You can say words to this effect. Don't throw it up in me at how my attitude was yesterday or 5 minutes ago. And I don't care what your attitude was like 5 minutes ago before you came on this live. You can change your attitude anytime you choose to do so. You got that much power over yourself. You see, a lot of us are not exerting the power that we have over ourselves. We're too busy trying to straighten out other people. So we need to be working on ourselves. So now these words that I'm about to read to you are like personality traits or personality characteristics. If they describe your personality or whatever, yeah, like I told you, you can make that choice to change it to positive attitude. Here are the words: anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty. Share the live, y'all. False pride, superiority, and the last word is ego. Back up to the top. The very first word is anger. Anger. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Are you the one who's full of anger? Who is angry? That is negative. Moving on to resentment and holding grudges. Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges? Are you the one who is full of resentment, who holds grudges? That is negative. I'm going to come back to that, but I'm going to move on to lies and dishonesty. Do you know people who lie? People who are dishonest? Are you the liar? Are you the dishonest one? That is negative too. Okay? So now, back up to resentment and holding grudges. That's really a big deal. People are so full of resentment and holding grudges. And full of unforgiveness. It's just horrible, because I'm going to tell you something that you probably have never heard before. If you are full of resentment, if you hold grudges against others, I'm going to tell you this. You are living in the past. Yes, you are living in the past. Share the live, y'all. I would love for more people to hear the advice that I'm sharing. So you are living in the past because you are carrying something around inside of you that happened. Past tense, it happened. There is nothing that the people that did it to you can do to change it. There is nothing that you can do to change it. It happened. You must forgive them. And I don't care who it was or what they did or said. Doesn't matter. That is an absolute. You must forgive them because it is harming you. Think about it. Those words are what I call the uglies: anger, resentment, guilt, lying, dishonesty. All of those words are what I call the uglies. And let me tell y'all now, listen up. The uglies only harm the one who holds them. You see, that's they only you are not punishing people by holding grudges or holding on to resentment. Open your eyes. I want you to do this. Look around you at the people that you know are full of resentment or hold grudges. And it yourself, if it's you. Now, a lot of those people, not all of them, but a lot of them are on pharmaceutical medications. They are not in good health. They are not aging well. They look older than they are because they're holding on to the ugly stuff, and the ugly stuff is doing a number on them. That's what it does. You must forgive. When you forgive, you release yourself. You understand? You're not holding grudges doesn't work. It works against the person who holds it. So you must forgive. But a lot of people will tell you to forgive and forget. Hell no. Hell no. You don't ever forget. But you must forgive. You must forgive. And forgiving does not mean you go back into their lives or they come back into yours. But that's a wonderful thing if that does happen. If everybody agrees, that's wonderful. But it doesn't mean that. You just have to forgive them. You are doing damage to your spirit. You are damaging your soul. You are damaging your cells. You are damaging your blood. You are damaging your organs. You can go into all kinds of bad health issues because everything about you is being damaged because you're holding on to unforgiveness and ugliness. Okay? That's for real. Now, I'm 81 years old, and there was no such thing as a text message or email or a video call when I was a kid. No such thing. Y'all can make use of any of those technologies to forgive, but you must forgive. You're damaging yourself and the people around you because when you hold on to that, it rubs off on a lot of other things that you do and say. So the only thing that you can do is forgive. Now, you can use any of those technologies to forgive, send them a text message or email, whatever. But if you don't ever want to have anything else to do with them, not ever again in your life, you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. Yes. Or God, or whatever you call your higher power. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power was there when the mess happened to you. You understand that? Think about that. I don't know if you've thought about that. Those who are holding on to resentment and grudges and all of that. I don't know if you thought about it. The universe was there when this happened to you. It knows what you're talking about. So now, I always add this to what I say in my lives. I want y'all to think about this. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power was there when the mess happened to you. It knows. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything you do, hears everything you say, reads your thoughts. Now, I ask this question every live that I do, and I am amazed at how many yeses I get. Now, here's the question. Did my making that statement to you that the universe sees everything you do, the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power, sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, reads your thoughts right now? You see? Now, I'm going to ask you this question. Did my making that statement bring it to your consciousness? And this time, from now on, you will think more closely or carefully about what you do, say, and think? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Come on. I'm amazed at how many yeses I get when I ask that question. It makes people think about what they're doing and saying and thinking. Yes, we are the God I speak of. God is within all of us. Okay, that's wonderful. If you already knew it, that's great. Okay, wonderful. Fabulous. So I get a lot of yeses. It makes you think about it. Okay, so now, I got so much advice. So the universe was there when this happened to you. Now, here is what you say out loud to the universe when you want to forgive somebody, but you don't want anything else to do with them. Now, a lot of people say, what if it was this and what if they did that? It doesn't matter. I already told y'all that. It doesn't matter what it was or who did it. You must forgive them. But now, if you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. The universe was there when this happened to you. It knows what you're talking about. Here's what you say out loud to the universe. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. I'm going to repeat it. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. The universe was there. It knows what you're talking about. Now I'm going to give y'all 4 examples of what has happened on my lives. I've done over 500 TikTok lives, and I share the same advice, but every live that I do is different. And now I've done YouTube lives since September 1st. Not that many. I'm still getting used to the YouTube lives. So I'm going to give you 4 examples of what has happened on this was on my TikTok lives when I was doing TikTok lives. So now, example number 1, she said, I forgave my dad like that, and I immediately burst into tears. Example number 2, she said, I forgave myself, and you can forgive yourself like that as well. She said, I forgave myself, and I immediately burst into tears. The third one was a young man, and he said, I forgave, and I felt my spirit shift. Now, the reason why the 2 young ladies immediately burst into tears, and the reason why the young man felt his spirit shift. No religion on my lives. I don't deal with Jesus or the Bible or anything. If that's what you believe, that's fine. Leave me to mine, okay? Leave me to mine. Leave everybody else's alone. If that's what you believe, then that's fine for you. Okay. So no religion, no politics. If you want to hear what I have to, the advice that I have to share, that's wonderful. Just sit there and listen to the advice that I have to share and figure out how you can use it, if you can use it. If not, you don't have to be here, okay? So I'm only sharing this advice with people who want to hear it. That's it. So now, the 2 young ladies and the 1 young man, the reason why is because, like I told y'all earlier, when you forgive, it's like the Shelster calls it a pressure release valve. I told you that when you hold on to unforgiveness, when you hold on to resentment, when you hold on to grudges against other people, it creates pressure internally. I call it an invisible internal burden on your spirit, on your soul, on your cells, on your blood, on your organs, on your bone, on your entire being. So the Shelster calls it a pressure release valve because when you forgive, this is what happens. Psst. You see, it's a release valve. You must forgive, and it will make you feel so much better. For real. So now you must forgive. Now I'm also going to read y'all a list of words that will help to guide you on your path to developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Oh, I already told you how you forgive yourself. Look at my replays. YouTube does replays of my lives. I say this every live that I do. I tell you how you forgive yourself. So now here are the words that will help to guide you on your journey to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Joy. I like that one because it's the first three letters of my name, okay? Joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, you're very welcome, empathy, generosity, truth and honesty, compassion, and the last word is faith. You see? So, those are the words that will guide you on your path to developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to share something with y'all that will really help to make your life a lot better. Undifficult your life. Do you know, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? ratio, ratio. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? I'm only looking for responses that say no, because if you already know, then you already know, okay? So I'm only looking for responses that say no. Give me some responses, y'all. YouTube says I have 140 people on here. I sure wish y'all would share this live so I would be able to share. It's not a guarantee, but when y'all share the live, it opens up the possibility that I will be able to share this advice with a lot of other people. Okay, and the no's are coming in. So now in the meantime, I want y'all to know this. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. I'm going to explain the ratio. I'm going to explain it. Oh man, am I going to explain it? Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. Nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. You see? Therefore, you live your life by a ratio, but you must be conscious about it. So I'm going to explain what a ratio is. I'm still getting responses that say no. Yeah. Now, here's what a ratio is. A ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely, I told you, will definitely help you to better control your life. I'm going to repeat that. A ratio, and I'm going to explain it, is a very simple tool that will help you to better control your life. My ratio is 80-20. Now, you set your own ratio. You and you alone can set it. You and you alone can adjust it. If you set it too high, you can lower it. If you set it too low, you can raise it. Okay? So my ratio is 80-20. Some people on my lives have chosen 75-25, 60-40. You have a ratio. You decide. Now, here's the way that I'm explaining it. My ratio is 80-20. That means that 80% of the time, oh, thank you. I am very happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time, I can be okay. I didn't say I was happy. Being in the negative attitude mode. Y'all following me so far? 80-20. So now back over to the positive. The positive attitude mode, 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. 80% of the time, I do what is fair, what is right, what is kind, what is honest, what is considerate, all of those positive things, okay? 80% of the time. 20% of the time, I can be in the negative attitude mode, but it can never include three things. That negative attitude mode cannot include physical abuse. You cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. That negative attitude mode cannot include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And the third thing that you can't do, this is thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight. She asked me to include tone of voice, and I was very happy to do so because it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So, tone of voice. Three things. It cannot, negative mode cannot include physical abuse. You cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. A negative attitude mode cannot include verbal abuse. You cannot cuss anybody out. You cannot insult anybody. And your negative attitude mode cannot include ugly tone of voice. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. Okay, so now, I'm going to tell you about how you can change any behavior that you have, and it might help you. I'm not sure, but that's serious. But so I'm going to tell you how a little bit later, in a little while. So now, that is your ratio. 80-20 is mine. You can choose whatever, and 80-20 does not belong to me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but so you're gonna be negative sometime, but that negative cannot include those three things. So I don't care what you do, you can't include those three things. You can't talk ugly to people because you're in a negative mood or in a pissed off mood or whatever the case may be. You see, you can't do that. And it's all about self-control. So now I'm gonna show you this example. You can take this example, and I'm showing you how you can change any behavior that you have. You can't change other people's behaviors, and I think that's part of what's wrong with this world. People too busy trying to change other people's behaviors, especially in relationships, okay? So I'm going to present y'all with a false behavior, and it's an example, something that I do not do. This is going to be a false example, but it's going to be an example to show y'all how you can place whatever this behavior is, you can take it and you can put it on another behavior of yours, okay? So now here is the false scenario. I eat 12, no, I'm going to put it this way. Here is the behavior, and then I'm going to tell y'all the program that I write to change that behavior. Here's the behavior. I eat 12 cookies every day. That's not true. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Okay? That's the behavior. Now, here is the program that I write. Share the live, y'all. Here is the program. I eat 12 cookies every day. I do not want to eat 12 cookies every day. Starting tomorrow, I will eat 10 cookies. Okay? Now, tomorrow comes and you eat 10 cookies. The weeks, the days, months, all of the, you're still eating 10 cookies. What that means is 80% of the time, and I don't care what your ratio is, 80% of the time, I eat 10 cookies. 80-20 is my ratio. So that means that 20% of the time, I can go back up to 11 cookies. I can go up to 12. That's my cheating room. That's my wiggle room. 80-20. So, but now I can guarantee you that 80% of the time, I'm going to eat 10 cookies. Okay? And then you can go to 8 cookies from there. I had one young lady on my lives, on my TikTok live, and she said she had an eating disorder. And she used my advice, that behavior that I just showed y'all. She said, and she put it as a comment on my TikTok live, and my moderators send me screenshots of the comments that people make. So on my TikTok, I still have, I've got almost 54,000, well, 53, more than 53,000 followers on TikTok. And so I'm not abandoning them. I still post every day to, just about every day, to TikTok. And I have a lot of, my username is the letter J, JJ Fields, Fields, and the number 7. That's my username over on TikTok. I still have my TikTok account and I post every day. So I do my lives here on YouTube because TikTok got a little too restrictive, and also they increased their subscription prices. And here on YouTube, it's free to subscribe. So, where was I? I was talking about, oh, the eating disorder. So it's on my page, on my TikTok page. And I got a lot of comments. I mean, a lot of comments, a lot of content, y'all, a lot of content, helpful stuff that's going to help y'all. Okay. Hold on, I'm getting it back. Okay, where was I? I know there's a lot of, oh, the eating disorder. See, I got it back. She said in her comment, which I posted on my TikTok page, in her comment, she said, I was eating 6 meals a day. Now, no, then 5, then 4. Now I'm at 3 meals a day, thanks to her advice, talking about the advice that I share. So if she used it for eating disorder, you can use it for whatever you want to try it at least, So it's all about the power of your mind. So you can take that behavior and then put it on whatever behavior it is that you want to change. Okay? Okay. All right. So, yeah, but don't talk about religion though on here. I don't care what your username is, but don't be talking about religion. Or you can be muted or something like. My moderators know what to do. So, I like for people to hear what I have to say. But if you are really too far out of left field, then you will be removed. Okay. So no religion, no politics, y'all. Okay. Now, I told y'all about the young lady that had an eating disorder. So other people have told me that they've used it to stop smoking. So you can use whatever works for you. I'm just offering advice that I know works, that I know will help you to undifficult your life. Okay, so now, positive attitude. A positive attitude attracts spirit. A positive attitude attracts inner peace. A negative attitude repels spirit. A negative attitude repels inner peace. It won't happen. If you are looking for inner peace and you have a negative attitude, it ain't coming. Plain and simple. Okay, so now, I got so much advice that I have to share with these 90 minutes. I only have 90 minutes. That's one of that, not one. That is the main reasons. I can't read these comments, y'all. Every once in a while, I take a break and look at the comments. So then I look at the comments, but it's always going to be something that's related to what I'm talking about. So I'm looking up here. I see the comments coming in my peripheral vision. And the ones that are like 3 lines or more, I hardly ever will read them. It's so don't even take the time, your time. But if you're going to take the time, or you want to take a chance that I'll see the comment, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I'm just letting you know that 3 or more lines, I don't generally read them. But I do take a break every once in a while during my lives, and I look down at the comments. Okay. So now I just look down. So I don't answer personal questions. My lives consist of 4 specific pillars of advice. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell you how you do that. I've already told you how you do that. The way you do it is you write a program. And the way you write a program is you say it out loud. And here's what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. And put your feet on that path to do just that, to develop and maintain a positive attitude. And you can choose to have a positive attitude at any minute of your life. You wrote the program. From now on, that just means from this point forward, it doesn't matter where your attitude was 5 minutes ago, where your attitude was yesterday. From this point forward, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. So, now the 4 pillars that I share, the advice that I share, will help y'all to make the world a better place. Will help y'all. When you implement these, they will help to make the world a better place. And as a live creator, my mission statement is, I do lives that inspire people on their journey to make the world a better place. I'm also an author. Go to goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. There are 11 books there, nonfiction. 11 nonfiction books, y'all. Share the live, y'all, because I would love to be able to share this advice with a whole lot more people. Help me to spread the word. You're very welcome. So there are 11 fabulous nonfiction books there, and they are all true to the website's name. The website is goodshortbooks.com, and all of the books are good and short. The longest book that we have is 167 pages, and I say we because my sister wrote 1 book, and I wrote 10. And there are 3 price categories, very affordable, y'all. $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. Share the live, y'all. And the books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming onto my lives and they are learning about the books. They never knew that the books existed. So until they came onto my lives, goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. Check it out, y'all. 11 nonfiction books in 9 different genres. The genres are memoirs, parenting, relationships, children's education, fairy tales, bullying, original quotes, health, and spirituality. The books are very well written. Me and my sister, we are both, well, I can say my sister and I, but I love the comfort of speaking whatever kind of grammar you want. But I'm an author. We're both retired executive assistants. So the books are well formatted grammatically and all of that other stuff, So, yeah, you got that right. Okay. So now the books will delight you. They will inspire you. They will encourage you. They will entertain you. They will motivate you. All kinds of good stuff. And like I said, the longest book that we have is 167 pages. And that is, the books are at goodshortbooks.com, and the link is in my profile. The longest book we have is 167 pages. And I'm going to tell you all about the memoir genre. That's the very first book that I wrote. It's my memoir. But first, I'm going to tell you about this. The reason I wrote this book in 1997. I don't know if they're in the library. I'm really not sure. They're on Amazon, and they're on all kinds of distributions. So it might be. I'm not really sure. But now, the two memoirs that we have are, if you like memoirs, you'll love these. Line of Serenity. This is the first book that I ever wrote in 1997, and it's 167 pages. This is the longest book that we have. This is all about the way that we were raised. I'm the oldest of 7, and our parents raised us in such a wonderful way. There was never any sibling rivalry. I'm 81 years old. Never any sibling rivalry in our family, and there still isn't to this day. I adore my siblings, and I wanted to capture the way that our parents raised us. And this book goes from 1944, that's the year I was born, to 1977. That's the year our mother became an angel. And so it's $12.99 at goodshortbooks.com. And it has 22 pages of pictures. It's a memoir, so I have pictures of some of the people that I talk about in the book, and 22 pages of recipes, my own recipes. And Pap says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant. He also says that I am an incredible cook, and I love my cooking. I love to cook, period, okay? I just looked up today, I want to make some enchiladas. I love them. But we went to a Mexican restaurant and had it. They were delicious, but we don't remember where the restaurant was now, okay? So I got a taste for some enchiladas, and I'm going to look up a recipe. But, you know, I do my own JJ thing on my recipes. I always doctor them up with the JJ style, okay? So now, this, my recipes, and these are our parents, y'all. They're both gone now. That's George and Rosa Jones. These are pictures of the times that we lived in. And this, y'all, is a picture of the 7 of us. I was 12 on this picture. I'm 81 now. This is brother. He passed away in 2013. He had lung cancer. This is Cordell, Nita. That's the other author. She was 7 on this picture, and now she's 76. This is Kenny, Reggie, and Ava. Ava was 3, and now she's 72. And this is the picture of what a plate of food would look like when we get through cooking. My sisters can throw down in the kitchen, and Pap says, and I'm an incredible cook, okay? So now my sister's book is My 15 Dogs, a 55-year journey of love. It's 59 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. Yes, that is. That's what so this is about the escapades and adventures, I call them, that she had with all of the dogs in her life. She's got 1 right now, but she's had up to 15 dogs at the point where she wrote this book. It's, like I said, it's 59 pages, and it's $7.99. So now, back to the advice. So y'all can go and check it out. These books make fabulous gifts. We got books for adults and kids, okay? $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. Now I'm going to do a helpful hand visual to show y'all. This is a negative attitude. Negative attitude. Oh, thank you. So, negative attitude, y'all. Spirit and inner peace, here they come. Look, they cannot get through to a negative attitude, okay? They turn and go away. Here's a positive attitude. Positive attitude, y'all. Come on, y'all, share the live. Along comes inner peace and spirit. You can see what's going to happen. Not only do they get through, they turn and encase your whole being. You see? Check out my replays of my lives. That's all I've been talking about is how to fix a negative attitude. You don't fix one, you get rid of it. You choose a positive attitude. So check out the replays of my life because I cover the same 4 pillars, and but every live that I do is different, okay? So now, spirit will not come to you if you have a negative attitude. If you're looking for a spirit in an inner peace, it ain't coming to a negative attitude. Think about it, y'all. If you were inner peace, if you were spirit, would you land on somebody that has a negative attitude? I sure wouldn't. I don't think you would either. Most people wouldn't do that. Okay? So, now, in the month of June, Spirit came to me and said, there's such a thing as outer peace. I had never heard of outer peace. Inner peace, but Spirit explained what outer peace is, and it really, I could totally relate. Inner peace is, it cannot be disturbed. Inner peace cannot be destroyed. But you must have a positive attitude in order to get inner peace, in order to get Spirit to come to you. Outer peace can be disturbed. Outer peace can be destroyed. I use this example every live that I do. For instance, if you are trying to study or trying to sleep and someone in the same room is making noises or downstairs or down the hall or across the street or whatever, that is your outer peace. So that can be disturbed and that can be destroyed. As a matter of fact, there are laws on the books, probably of every state in this country, for disturbing the peace. You can call the police on people who are disturbing the peace. That's the outer peace. So now, what I'm talking about is if there are people in your family that are disturbing your peace, and it can be outer peace, you have to tell them. You are obligated to tell people when they are disturbing your peace. Thank you. They're not obligated to change their behavior because you told them that. But now nobody should be allowed to disturb your peace, and that includes your own mama, okay? She should not be allowed to do that. Now I'm going to tell you how, I'm going to give you advice on how you handle these situations. Somebody's in your family disturbing your peace, and it's usually somebody in your family that's doing this. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Excuse me. Kermit, I got Kermit out. So here's what you say, words like this. And you always are kind. You always are diplomatic. So you say, you know, I love y'all dearly, but when y'all do such and such, or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Like I told you, they're not obligated to change their behavior, but you're obligated to tell them. Give them enough time, watch them carefully, closely, to see if they're going to change their behavior. If they don't, that gives you the obligation to come back at them and say, you know, I told y'all, I love y'all dearly, I truly do. But I told y'all when y'all do such and such, or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace, and y'all are still doing it. So that leaves me no, excuse me, that leaves me no alternative, no choice. I must protect my peace. So I offer y'all 3 options. Option 1, I have to feed y'all with a long-handled spoon. Option 2, I have to love y'all from a distance. Or option 3, I have to stop coming around y'all. So those are, and then you can come up with a 4th option if you choose to do so. So that is the way you handle people in your family or from whomever. Now, the way you handle your mama is a whole lot different. Now, all of these actions on your part take place after you write the program. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Okay? So now, you tell your mama, Mama, I love you dearly. I really and truly do. But when you say such and such, or when you do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Now, some mamas will come back and say, with attitude, what peace? You ain't got no peace. So now, here's your mama disturbing your peace, and here you are getting your peace disturbed. When you say this program out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, you raise your vibration, you raise your frequency. Your mama's still down here doing it, but because your frequency is now higher, your vibration is now higher, it doesn't bother you. You're not down here on this level, you're up here. You can look at that behavior, and you can also look at anybody's behavior. When you develop and maintain a positive attitude, you can look at anybody's behavior. And then don't allow other people to set you up. So a lot of people say triggers, so if a trigger is you giving somebody the power to make you angry. So don't do that to yourself. You should not have anybody giving you a trigger. So no, you control your own anger. And anger has no useful purpose. So don't use it. I mean, it has no useful purpose. If you should redirect any anger that you have, redirect it into something that's going to be productive, like wash your car, or wash the dishes, or mop the floors, or do something that you're going to be farther ahead as a result of. So anger is nothing but energy. I have a book of quotes, and I close my lives with that book. So, but anger is nothing but energy. Used wisely, you'll be farther ahead when you redirect it. Okay? So now, that's pillar number 1. I told you how you develop and maintain a positive attitude. You say it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. That's all you got to do. And mean it. And you can say that program at any point in your life. You don't have to say it right now. You can say it the next half an hour, the next hour, tomorrow, next week. But I hope you don't wait that long, So it's a beautiful thing to have a positive attitude. It makes you feel good, It makes you look good every kind of way. Oh, I'm 81 years old, and I have never been on pharmaceutical medications. Never. Okay. Oh, one time, I'm a breast cancer survivor. Yeah, so they put me on, I think it was tamoxifen, and one of the negative side effects was stroke, and I had a stroke in 2012. So I had breast cancer surgery in 2011. So that was the only time that I was on pharmaceutical medications. I had to take that mess every day, and it gave me a stroke. So I don't even deal with pharmaceuticals anymore. Thank God. Okay. So now, but a positive attitude, y'all. I only use, me and Pap, herbs and spices. I got cinnamon in my tea. I put ginger and cinnamon in his. And I just drink mine in the morning with water and lemon. I put ginger in that. So I do my ginger water separately. Okay. So now I think I'm through with pillar number 1. Pillar number 2 is, I told you how you develop and maintain a positive attitude. Yeah, so pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you do it, but I start with the toddlers first. If you're raising toddlers, 2 and 3-year-olds, this is how easy it is to teach them patience. When that toddler asks for a cookie, tell the toddler, I'll give you the cookie in 5 minutes. Put yourself on a timer. Give the toddler that cookie in 5 minutes. Do that several times, 5 minutes. Still using the timer all the way up. Stretch it to 10 minutes. Do that several times. 15 minutes, all the way up to an hour, always using the timer. That teaches that toddler patience, and not only that, but it also teaches the toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate it. So now Spirit came to me and told me, Joyce, you can tell your users, your viewers, not users, your viewers, how they can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. And some of you might be interested. So I am going to count to 10. I'm going to drink some tea while I count to 10, and y'all get a piece of paper and something to write with, and that's what I'm doing. So excuse me while I count to 10, and then I'll come back and tell you that it's a fun exercise. Excuse me. Okay, now, on that piece of paper, write down the present time. It is right now in your, whatever your time zone is. Put the paper away. Take care. And then at some point later, doesn't matter how much time elapses, try to guess what time it is at that point. And do that throughout the course of the day. And do it all the time. And I don't need any tools to, so now it's a habit. That teaches you to feel elapsed time. It tunes you into the passage of time, you see? That's what it does. And then if you do it often enough, you will become very good at feeling time, feeling elapsed time. Another thing you can do is if you use an alarm clock to get up, if you wake up before the clock goes off, just lay there and try to guess what time it is. You see? So you'll get better and better. So now, can you use that exercise? Come on, y'all. Give me some responses. Can you use that exercise? YouTube says I got 100 people on here. Come on. Give me some responses, y'all. Be quicker with your all's responses. Can you use that exercise? Good, Nicole. Thank you. Come on. Thank you, Daisy Duke. Yeah, great. Honda Accord, thank you. Okay, so now. Oh, definitely, Adriana, yes. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, that's great. So now, if you're 10 years old or older, I'm going to tell you about this book. If you're raising toddlers, I highly recommend my book, Mother's Dozen, An Easy Recipe for Raising Great Kids. I had it translated into Spanish, Madre Docena. I don't speak Spanish, so I can't say the rest of the title. Mother's Dozen, An Easy Recipe for Raising Great Kids. It's $7.99. It's 48 pages at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. This book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire, for real. You can admire them. The foreword was written by Reverend Cecil Murray, the late Reverend Cecil Murray. He died last year. And this is his foreword, and I'm just going to read you the first paragraph of his foreword. Mother's Dozen is a handbook of excellence in raising children. It systematizes the rules passed from generation to generation regarding preparing children for the world to come. Now, I talk about this book because I say there are 12 ingredients to raising a great kid. And I list the 12 ingredients right here. And the last one is patience. So I have a chapter on patience in the book as well. Yeah, I wrote the book, you can turn kids around if you're not behaving like you really want them to. A lot of times 3-year-olds are going in the wrong direction. That's your fault as the parent. But at any rate, You can turn them around. That book will help you to change their behavior. That's the best way I can say it. So now, if you're 10 years old or older, you can write a program to increase your level of patience. What you do is you say, I am learning how to increase my level of patience. I am teaching myself how to wait. Now, especially if it's something that you are fiending for, something that you normally would give yourself immediate gratification, make yourself wait. That's all you got to do. Make yourself wait. And if you make yourself wait past the point where you don't want it anymore, that's fabulous. That's a wonderful thing to have happen to you because it tells you that you're stronger than it was. You always were. But you now know that you are teaching yourself patience. And say it out loud. I am teaching myself how to wait. I am learning how to increase my own level of patience. And that's all you do. And test yourself all the time. Yeah. That's pillar number 2. Now, pillar number 3 is stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. You lose that power when you become angry, frustrated. Think about it. I just thought about this. Spirit gave me this today. When you are angry, you start blustering and you can't speak straight because you're so angry, and you are real animated, and you just, oh my God, you're just full of ugly energy. That's when you're angry. You lose your power. Think about it. You're blustering and all this, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. So now Spirit came to me and gave me these helpful hand visuals. This is your neurons. It's part of your brain. Spirit came to me and told me to use that word, neurons. I knew that it was part of your brain, but this is what your neurons are doing when you are calm, staying calm. They're traveling, they're communicating with each other, okay? Now, Spirit also gave me this helpful hand visual. When you're angry, look, y'all. Look, this is what your neurons are doing when you're angry, as opposed to when you're calm. Okay? Now, Spirit came to me and gave me those 2 helpful hand visuals during my live. Then that night, later on that night, Spirit came back to me and said, Joyce, look up what neurons do. Here's my hand, honest to goodness. Spirit came back to me and said, look up what neurons do. So I was really dumbfounded, but I obeyed. I looked it up. I Googled it. And this is what Google said. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. That's what your neurons are doing. That's why you can't make good decisions when you are angry or aggravated. That's why you can't make good choices. You see? So the anger and all of that stuff serves no useful purpose. So don't even go there. Think about your neurons. They should be doing this. They should be doing this, not this. So the next time you feel yourself becoming angry, think about your neurons. Help yourself. Now, pillar number 4. Remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, anger, frustration, all of that stuff. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. Let me repeat them. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Nothing in life is permanent. We even use the word pass when we're talking about death. We'll say, he passed last week, she passed yesterday. So nothing in life is permanent. No situation is permanent. No scenario is permanent. Nothing. So the next time your mama is chewing you out, or the next time your daddy is chewing you out, think about the fact that they cannot read your mind. Remember that. They can't read your mind. Be sitting there or standing there or whatever, getting chewed out, and think, she ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. This too shall pass. He ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. This too shall pass. Or reverse it. Say, this too shall pass. She ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. Or this too shall pass. He ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. I like it better that way, saying this too shall pass first. Okay, I say it first, okay? Yeah. So remember that. Nothing lasts. So you can be all angry and upset about all of that stuff. No, doesn't make any difference, So this too shall pass. Yeah. So a lot of people would say that people make them say that or make them do that. I want to point this out to y'all. You control your mouth, your vocal cords, and all of that. Nobody makes you say anything. You control your muscles. The muscle that will make you hit or kick something, you control that muscle, not somebody else. So they don't make you do anything. They don't make you say anything. Remember that. You are in control of your voice, your vocal cords. You are responsible for what comes out of your mouth. Nobody else is. You are responsible for what you physically do to somebody else or something, kicking a tire or whatever, You're very welcome, Nicole. So I just read that. So I read part of it, but I knew it was a nice comment. So that's why I did the screenshot. And I take screenshots of some of the really nice, and I read them to Pap when he wakes up. He's asleep right now. We have what we think is the perfect, I don't know what to call it, puzzle or whatever. Between 24 hours, he has 8 hours to himself. I have 8 hours to myself, and we share 8 hours, 24 hours a day. That's what we do. So that's how we've been together for 68 years. So now, I was telling y'all, this too shall pass. Those are the 4 pillars. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. I told you how you do that. You do it by writing a program, and you can write this program at any minute of your life. Here's what you write. Here's what you say out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Put your feet on that path to do exactly that. Remember your ratio. We all live by a ratio. Nobody is 100% positive. Nobody is 100% negative. Therefore, we live by a ratio. You decide what your ratio is going to be. Then pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience. 10 years old or older, I told you how you do that. You write the program that says, I am learning how to teach myself how to increase my own level of patience. I am learning how to wait. I am teaching myself how to wait. You see? Then pillar number 3 is stay calm. There's power in calmness. You must remain calm if you want to be powerful. Think about it. Anger is ugly. Thank you. So then that's pillar number 3 is stay calm. Pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, or whatever ugliness is inside of you. The 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Those words come in handy. I use them all the time. I'm 81 years old. I use the advice that I just shared with all of y'all. Now, if you got anything out of this live, if you enjoyed it, you can do a video or a post and tag me or mention me or whatever the term would be. And then just help me to spread the word about the lives, especially if you got something out of it. And just help me spread the word. That's all I ask. And I want to thank y'all for joining my live. And I always close my lives with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. Thank you. Somebody say, love your earrings. That quote states, never lose your hope and faith. Never lose your hope and faith. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. Ninth graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates. That's what I said, and I didn't know I was coining a quote when I was 15 years old. And I didn't know that, I don't remember doing it. But here I'm going to read y'all a quote that I do remember coining the quote, and I remember doing it and all the rest of that, okay? And I knew that it was a quote because it was for a quote contest. They needed 12 quotes for a calendar. And so I coined this quote and submitted it to the contest. And the quote won as one of 12 out of over 5,000 entries. Thanks for subscribing. And so I post this quote to social media to encourage people to chase their dreams. Here's the quote. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. I'm going to repeat it. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams, people. Chase your dreams. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. So don't allow anybody to poo-poo your dream, and don't you poo-poo anybody else's. Thank you. A positive attitude, I'm telling you, I am walking proof of what a positive attitude can do for you. Okay? A positive attitude, I can't stress it enough. It just works wonders in your life. Now back to the quote. I post this quote to encourage people to chase their dreams. So don't allow anybody to poo-poo your dream, and don't you poo-poo anybody else's. Now the way that this book is formatted, it's 90 pages. It's 2 quotes per page. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. The quotes are in all caps and separated by a black and white picture. Okay? So now, 90 pages. This is what's on page 90. I'm going to open up the floor. Y'all can throw out page numbers, and I will read the 2 quotes on the page. So give me some page numbers. In the meantime, if y'all enjoyed the live, y'all can do a video or a post telling people what you got out of it or how you plan to use the advice, and just spreading the word that I'm here doing these lives, 90-minute lives, Monday through Friday. Okay, Mars is page 30. At the top of page 30, live your life so as to have few regrets. At the bottom of page 30, if you're pretty on the outside, but ugly on the inside, you're ugly. Ah, okay. Page 11, at the top of page 11, that was the one, it's better. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. At the bottom of page 11, a marriage license is not a certificate of ownership. Can y'all live by those quotes? Okay, page 50. I can't read your username. Page 50. At the top of page 50, love is truth. At the bottom of page 50, don't carry a grudge. The load will wear you down. Okay, page 25 for Rosella. At the top of page 25, we all either reap the rewards or suffer the consequences for the decisions and choices that we make. At the bottom of page 25, be like the sun, rise and shine most days. Can y'all live by those quotes? Okay, page 14 for Deborah. At the top of page 14, anger is energy. If used wisely, the anger will disappear and you'll be left with something positive. At the bottom of page 14, a lover of animals is typically a kind person. Can y'all live by those quotes? Now, back to that anger one. I was saying that earlier in my live. Anger is energy. If you use it wisely, let's say you get pissed off about something. No, angry. Anger is different from being pissed off. That's degrees, okay? So anything that makes you angry, use that anger, redirect it. Clean up the kitchen, mop the floors, do 2 loads of laundry or whatever, just use that, and then you'll be better off when you redirect it and use it for something that's going to benefit you. That's all you got to do. Don't stew in anger. Okay? Okay. Any more page numbers? By the way, if y'all enjoyed these quotes, now I have on my TikTok account, JJ Fields 7. J, the letter J Fields, Fields, and the number 7. I have 125 subscriber-only videos. Now, I left TikTok because they were getting too restrictive in freedom of speech issues as far as I'm concerned. And also, they raised the price for subscribing. But I still have the subscriber-only videos up there. If it's worth it to you to go on and subscribe, then do that, because you get access to the 125 subscriber-only videos that I did. Now, in those subscriber-only videos, I read the quote and I beautify the quote, and to tell my subscribers why I coined the quote. So if you're interested, if you love the quotes that I've just read so far, you can go on over there to TikTok and subscribe and get 125 subscriber-only videos. In the meantime, I want y'all to implement the 4 pillars in your life. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I told you how to do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. And I told you how to increase your level of patience if you're 10 years old or older. And my advice that I share is good for people 10 years old or older. Positive attitude. That's pillar number 1. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. And I told you how you do that if you're 10 years old or older. And I also told you if you're raising toddlers, I recommended this book, Mother's Dozen, an easy recipe for raising great kids. Okay, that's wonderful. I just say that to all of y'all that are, if you really like quotes, and I've got 125 subscriber-only videos still available on YouTube. So that's why I left it, because they raised the subscription price. But if it's worth it to you, that's fine. Have at it. I am, that's why I did them. So I love doing these lives, and I love sharing the advice. I live this advice, y'all. I have lived it. for, well, hey, I'm 81 years old and I've lived it since I was about 10. That's 71 years. That's a long time. So a positive attitude will take you a lot farther in this life, you know. Every dark cloud has a silver lining. Start looking for all the silver linings, y'all, in the dark clouds that come your way. Okay? So now I want to thank y'all for joining my live. And I'll be back tomorrow. And I just hope y'all will implement the 4 pillars. And also, hopefully, somebody will do a video and tag me, or a post and tag me, telling people what you got out of the advice that I share. And spreading the word. Help me to spread the word about these lives. I love doing them. I love sharing this advice. So thanks again for joining my live, and I'll see you tomorrow. I won't see you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying. You'll see me tomorrow. Okay. Later, y'all.